Back in October of 2018, we were tasked to create a proof of concept for a new hire orientation in VR. And this was really something to excite new hires and let them know that we are a forward-thinking, high-tech company.
At the start of this project, a lot of what we thought we knew going in turned out to be completely wrong. What we assumed was going to work ended up not working. And what we didn't know, but discovered along the way, never even occurred to us. The most valuable return on the investment we made in the construction of this prototype is by far the experience we gained.
The goal was to create a unique welcome experience in VR for new MBDT employees. So the actual prototype that we created starts out in a virtual office space. We also introduced a robot mascot that we call Max. Max has a few expressions, but he mostly smiles. He also has a little trap door in his belly.
Not only was Joey able to resolve just a flurry of technical issues that we never saw coming, we gained intel on key decisions like the right hardware, the ideal development platform, the best way to distribute content, and especially user navigation.
So one of the first things we did in our virtual office space was create these stations. And at each station, you can learn a little bit more about different things.
One thing we were surprised by was just how differently people experience this from one individual to the next. Striking that perfect balance between a guided experience and also allowing room for some self-guided exploration is even more difficult than we thought.
One of the first things that we realized was that people needed to understand how to use their motion controllers. So we made a couple of stations for people to experience and learn about how to use their motion controller. And we wanted to make it a little bit fun, so we created a magic wand and a lightsaber. And with the magic wand, you could shoot out balls of magic and hit these targets that are floating in the office, as well as a dragon that flies by. And with the lightsaber, you could use the lightsaber to hit these targets that are rotating around you.
So now that we've started on building the real thing, this puts us in a better position to not only turn out something fantastic, but do it the right way with all of the things that we learned we can apply up to this point, and build it much faster.
One of the other stations that we created was a virtual basketball station, and this was sort of a learning interaction station where you would press a button to get a ball and throw the ball into the basketball hoop. When you make a basket, you learn a little bit more about the Mediabrands agency or SBU.
We also noticed a number of people have a tendency to focus only on what's directly in front of them. They forget this is a 360 environment. There could be all kinds of things going on around them, including something right here, and they won't see it. So we had to solve, almost on a daily basis, these kinds of navigation puzzles.
We also have an animated host avatar that we call Sophia that will welcome you to the virtual space and sort of guide you to the next experience. We went through quite a few iterations of avatars before we settled on Sophia. And the next thing that we guide people to in the virtual office is a theater, which we labeled the MBDT Theater. Sophia guides us over to the Mediabrands Data Tech Theater, where we are presented with Max, who asks us for a ticket to get into the theater. We go to the ticket booth and we get a ticket, and then we insert the ticket into Max's trapdoor, and then we're allowed to enter into the Mediabrands Data Tech Theater. Once in the theater, we see a podium where you can have a drink of soda, you can even order popcorn, and Rosie the robot will come over and give you some popcorn. And you can play and pause the video. Now the video we chose is a welcome video. So after leaving the theater, we enter into the last scene that we created, which is a bar scene. We created a bar scene because we wanted a fun way to end the experience, and we wanted to be able to illustrate the diversity of talent at Mediabrands. So to do that, we created a bunch of different styled video game characters in a bar, all having conversations and dancing about and having a good time. So the idea is to walk around the bar, explore, pick up things on the table. You can interact with glasses, you can pick up glasses, you can pick up menus, things like that. And you can view all the different diversity of characters within the bar. You can even go behind the bar and pick up bottles and interact with them. The bar also has a huge outdoor patio area that you can explore and find all kinds of cool things to interact with. But we also created 2 booths out on the patio, one for IT and one for HR, so you can get information, additional information about HR and IT. So we actually went to the Mediabrands IT department and the HR department and asked them what are the most important things for new hires to know, and we then incorporated that into these virtual booths. So for example, in the HR booth, you can actually pick up all the items on the counter, and you can pick up the iPad, which will play a video for new hires on the iPad. So one of the biggest questions that we got from our testers was, how can we scale this? How can we distribute this VR content that we create throughout the organization? So the answer is actually easier than you might expect. We basically just build the app as you would any other app, and think of this as something similar to like creating an app for an iOS or Android. We create the app, we upload it to a server, in this case our website, and then users can download that either directly to their VR headset, wirelessly or wired, depending on the headset that they choose to purchase, and then participating offices can experience the VR content that we create.
Production value is important to us. Once this all goes mainstream, which is likely to happen this year, we think, with the release of the Oculus Quest, more and more new hires will arrive having already experienced VR, and that raises the bar for us because there's a lot of amazing consumer content out there already. We have to keep up with the newest ideas and keep up with where this is going. We don't ever want to appear dated with our content.